Is it on? Is it on?
Yep, we're online, mate.
Oh, nice. Welcome everyone. We are in Jeddah, the fast track. We are here today with me, Matti, and Luke Zaid for commentating round 9 of PRL Tier 2 season. Welcome, Luco.
Hi, it's great to be back. Wow, it's good to see a nice lobby of 17 cars as well as we gear up, and hopefully we'll have a few less incidents, because I've heard there's been quite a lot going on in Tier 2 recently. Is that right?
Well, I think Jeddah actually is a track while you race, many incidents can happen. Street track strategy most of the times don't matter here. It matter pure speed and very very long straights, and yeah, that's pretty much what will matter today at Jeddah.
Yeah. Agreed. Well, it looks like Hayscran is already on a flying lap. So let's just load up some of these
not only
details.
Hayscran, also Darkness King, Northern Cannon, Share, Tech Delta, King Goose, Disgruntled Muppet, Korebik, and the Chaos Druid and Scala. These are the boys on fastest lap.
So no one's messing about then. People already on their hot laps. Let's follow Hayscran through. He's got some very good pace. At least last time I was following him, definitely did. Let's see how he takes this. So you want to enter in. He just misses the apex into that very fast left-right hander. Really, the secret around this track is just to fully commit, almost touch the wall at every possible moment. Really throw the car in. Maybe a slight understeer setup. Just throw the car in, let it kind of steer wide for you. Hayscran, a really nice entry there to that penultimate corner, or the final corner even. Really clean exit onto the main straight, activates DRS, and let's see what sort of banker lap he will set. And it's a 1:32.76. It's provisional pole, but I'm sure we'll see some faster times. Now, let's just take a little look at the standings, because I'm a little bit out of date on all of this. So
Ramsey is 29 points ahead with Shadow Shaft. These two are the title contenders. Shadow Shaft just put on
a little bit
lap.
then. Okay. All right, let's follow. So Share with a 29.163. That looks to me more like a pole lap. Let's see if Ramsey can respond, though. Ramsey, as you say, currently the championship sitter. His last 4 results, he has earned a podium. In fact, only 2 races this season he has not finished in the top 3. Very consistent. Meanwhile, Share has finished no lower than 2nd in every race he has competed in. Insane.
Yeah. And he hasn't participated at Singapore. That could really cost him, because a second place here, he's actually like 43 points. 43 points will put him 14 points ahead of Ramsey. So it's if he would have participated in Singapore and finished like second. He could be ahead. So
agree. I can relate to that. There was a championship I was involved in last season, and really it came down to who missed the most races.
Your title fight with Tarils, I remember.
Yeah. Flashbacks, throwbacks.
I commentated the last round.
Yeah, you did. Do you know, it was funny because earlier today, it was all crazy. My wheels just messing up, and I was so hectic. I had so much stuff going on today, but I actually was at the back of the grid with Tar Heels, and it did make me laugh, like flashbacks. And then it was me and him starting, I think, 16th and 17th. So a bit of a change from last season.
You played with Tar Heels this morning. Yeah. Very nice to see how the friendships grow in this community, which is PRL. A very nice community.
It's a great league for that, and Tiles is an awesome dude. I wasn't annoyed with that he won the championship. But anyway, Ramsey, let's see how he does. So far he's completely attacking. He just kisses the curb, but that's fine. But that's normally a good thing. Carrying a lot of speed. Looks like he's got quite a high speed setup, which you definitely need around here. I don't think you really want wings going too much over sort of 15-16 if you can help it. Full attack there, so you can see him just really almost kissing the walls, riding the apexes as much as possible. Nice exit speed, already getting above 200, so clearly, very good straight line speed from Ramsey. This is looking like a very, very tidy lap. Nice, slightly wide entry into the apex, keeps it nice and clean. Early into 4th, and straight down to the main straight. activates that DRS, and let's see what he can do. He's trying to minimise that straight line, minimise that distance, and a 29.147 just by 200ths of a second grabs the provisional pole.
The battle for pole right now is pretty much between the top four. Ramsey, Sheroshaft, Heiskren, and how can I read this name? Koraibik. I don't know.
Oh, Corby, sorry. No. Who are you referring to?
The P4. Alpine in P4.
Oh yeah, that's. I think it's Corky. I keep saying Corby, and then I get corrected. It's actually Corky. And do you know what, Shep? So Shep was setting a great lap, but he's invalidated. In 10 minutes to go, the only driver we have doing a hot lap is Dutch in the other Red Bull. Currently, he's 3 attempts down, but he's aborted. So it was a better lap, but it clearly wasn't enough, considering he was already on a 1:32.8, and actually that makes sense. So he was looking to still remain in 10th.
You mean Ship is on a lap?
So Shep invalidated, and then his teammate Dutch was on a faster lap, but it wasn't fast enough to be anything good. So he sensibly just boxed, and he'll get a fresh set of tyres.
Okay.
So right now you've got H-Gran, Corky, and Tac Delta. They're all responding. Disgruntled is gearing up for a lap. They're all kind of approaching Sector 3. So we're going to have quite a few hot laps coming up pretty soon. Dookie's just on a hot lap. He's on Sector 1. Let's follow him for now. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's follow Disgruntled. If we can.
Sure.
Oh, no, sorry, no, ignore me. Don't follow Disgruntled. He's slowed down. So Dookie, right. Back onto Dookie in the AlphaTauri. He's had a good season. He's tried to keep it clean. I know he's been involved in a few incidents, but these things happen. He's just into Sector 2 now, really hugging on the apex, a bit more than I do. I tend to drift a bit wider there, carry a little bit more speed if I can. But that's an interesting line. And to see how he cuts in here. So slightly misses the apex, and it actually makes a massive difference there. But the main thing is he's keeping it facing the right way.
In tracks like this, in street circuits, little mistakes, especially on fastest laps, but like not said, he put the fastest second sector.
Yeah, so he might have missed the apex, but he's clearly carrying some great speed. I'm just trying to compare his setup to Ramsey's. Looks very similar. He's reaching similar speeds. I reckon it's slightly more downforce. He's like 2 miles an hour down. Into second there, so really keeping low gears. So a bit different to how Ramsey and I take that. But really clean exit. Good traction from Dookie. And a 1:31.6. Good lap time. So
he fell, but he fell in the last sector. It's weird.
Yeah, you know what? You know when it says purple? I think sometimes it shows purple if you've just massively exceeded your previous time, but you're not actually purple. Does that make sense?
Also, Heiskran now on a fast lap.
Oh, yeah. Let's follow him. Great pace, great qualifying pace. Just sometimes struggles with keeping it together on the track, but I've been there. The main thing is, if you've got pace, that's the better way around. And hey Suzuki, just reading the chat. I'm doing really well, mate. It's been a long time since I've really spoken to you. Commiserations with your football team, but at least one of us is happy. And Ramsey's got great pace. Oh, and Heiskran messes up slightly. Doesn't completely destroy the car. And has the presence of mind to give way to the hot lap car. That's really good driving there. So Tac Delta will be pretty damn happy about that. Heiskran, he's got 7 minutes, so he's got plenty of time to fix that wing, get back in and give it another shout. But yeah, just got to fix a few of those little mistakes, and he'll be right up there for championship winning sort of places.
Before you were talking about Ferrari before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, commiserations.
Commiserations to Ferrari, but also commiserations to Tottenham Hotspur. In the case of Suzuki, he's a Tottenham fan.
No, I thought like Ferrari in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when Leclerc retired, I have immediately said, we're back. F1 is officially back. With that.
Some things never change, the sky is blue, Ferrari's retired, what can we say?
Verstappen dominance, Leclerc retiring, Alonso being the most loved guy on the planet, F1 is
back. Yeah. Do you know what? I actually missed the race today. I mean, what can I say? I'm not a true fan. I'm becoming old. My priorities are changing, what can I say? But I will watch the highlights, and I have seen the results. Obviously, I'm a little bit disappointed with the Mercedes in particular.
Yeah.
But well, what can you say? Red Bull have just smashed it, so fair play to him. Yeah, right, let's see what's going on. So we've got Ramsey on a hot lap. We've got Cher on a hot lap, I believe, just starting it. So let's see how they do. Let's go side by side and compare notes.
So it's really weird to see that no teammates are giving slipstream to neither Ramsey or Sharasheft.
Okay, so Ramsey 8,000ths of an improvement. Cher 3 seconds down and gone really wide, and I think he's invalidated. Yeah, his lap's over.
Yeah.
So Cher has invalidated, given up. He was 3 seconds down anyway. Must have made a mistake. Ramsey, on the other hand, though, is improving. So hopefully, well, he'll be hoping he can set maybe into the 128. So I think if any of these drivers can get a 128, they will get pole. How much time do we have left? It must only be a few minutes, but we still have a yellow flag in Sector 3. It's been like that for a long time. Oh, and Ramsey's gone wide. Is that an invalidation? If not, right on the limit. That, honestly, I really thought he was going to lose the time there. But
no,
he may.
He's not invalidated.
He's not invalidated, so I reckon this could be an even faster lap, because he was going through there at a serious speed.
He could have lost.
Oh, and he taps into the wall and spins inside. Now, what's he going to do? He can reverse. He just needs to be careful of that rear wing.
No, he hasn't been careful.
Yeah, and I think, do you know what? He'll get away with that. I want to know why there's 5 minutes to go, so he's got time to go in and do a new lap. So I think actually he's kind of got away with that. Cher will be relieved.
Yeah, also Cher going into the pits.
Yeah, I think both made big mistakes there. So, okay, well, luckily for them, they already set good lap times, but that was a bit uncharacteristic for both of them there. Let's follow Cher. No, Cher's invalidated again. So he's clearly really struggling with
the Chaos Druid. Let's follow the Chaos Druid in the Aston Martin with a fast lap, very quick, but not improving in the middle sector. Is he gonna carry on with the lap? Is he gonna keep pushing? Is he gonna try a magic last sector to try
I hope so.
move that Aston Martin up some places? On the last corner now.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. I think he's pitting based on what I've just seen there.
Yeah, he has given up.
Has he run out of fuel?
Oh, he ran out of fuel.
I think he has. I don't know. It's like the way he's driving. It was like he was out of fuel. So I don't know.
I don't think so. It's very difficult to run out of fuel during qualifying in this game.
I am just shocked he's aborted that lap. I'll be honest, but I guess he thinks he's got one more shot. Put new tyres on. Yeah, I can kind of understand that. Right, let's follow Dookie. He just started his hot lap.
Or maybe he has carried a lower amount of fuel for maybe be quick. Is this something you can do in this game? I don't know. I'm not a competitive player.
I think you can. Yeah, you can adjust your fuel loads for quali. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So you can do normally it's geared up for doing 2 hot laps, but you can adjust it to just do 1. I want to say. Oh, Dookie is really pushing the limit. He touched the wall, but kind of got away with it. He just sort of kissed it, and it seemed pretty rapid. Yeah, he's 2 tenths down, or 2 tenths improved, I should say. And yeah, so he's taking the line I take. Oh, that Ferrari, that was not a good place to sit. I really hope it didn't put Dookie off there.
Yeah, really,
because the thing is, when you're taking that corner, what I would say the right way, you actually drift very wide there to maximise your traction. And I would have actually brushed against that car.
Ramsey has Cher button and out lap.
Okay, right, so we'll make sure as soon as Dookie's done, we'll switch straight over. Oh, but you know what? A lot of drivers are missing that left-hander. You've really, really got to tuck your car right over that curve. You gain like half a second if you do that, honestly. Because you just carry so much more speed, and actually you get more traction as well.
What are you following?
I'm following Dookie. He's on a good lap. I think this is going to be an improvement on his previous. Really good traction on exit there. Might have traction control on actually, because that was surprisingly good.
Dookie Huzer, Sharashaf teammates to go into P6. That's
good. P6. Right, so let's stick with this. We've got Cher now. Cher is right crossing the finish line now, so it's hot lap starting.
Yeah, he's going for one last lap, one last chance for Sharashaf. Ramsey still not on an out lap. Ramsey still warming his tires while Sharashaf's lap begins now. This is where the fun begins. The scrap for pole is here.
So far, really good from Cher. It's very sensible in the first corner, kept it clean, and now he's really attacking corners. Oh my word, that car was just... Oh, and he's invalidated. Cher's invalidated.
Yeah,
you knew as soon as he drifted wide there, he just needed to lift just an inch, and he would have been absolutely fine. Got slightly carried away. Like these cars, especially the good setups here, you understeer a lot.
Ramsey have gone very deep into turn 1.
Wow, so it looks like neither of these drivers are going to improve. We'll stay on board though with Ramsey, who narrowly avoids the track limits himself, to be honest.
Femi goes up into P3.
Yeah, Ramsey's being sensible here, so he's backing off because he wants to recharge the battery and give it one last push. So don't forget, as long as you can get your lap done in a minute, which Ramsey should be able to do, but I think he's going maybe too slow.
And look at this, Sheriff Shaft is on the edge to take the flag, but he's pushing to make another lap. But
yeah. So I think Ramsey and Cher can both do another lap, but they need to go. I think Ramsey's being too tentative. Ramsey needs to be putting his foot to the floor. Cher will make it.
Ramsey is too late for Ramsey.
Okay. Well, here we go then. Cher's got another chance, so let's follow him. Femi, though, meanwhile, with a 1:29.7, so he's done a great job closing up that gap. Currently third place in the championship and third place in this quali session. He has unfortunately run wide, so he's got a track limits issue, and he will not make it for another lap. He's got 25 seconds, and there is no way he'll make it. So the only person that can do anything...
Well, what were you saying?
So I was saying that Femi and Ramsey will not make it for another lap. So the only driver that can do anything now is Cher. Let's see how he goes.
You haven't saw that. Cher Shaft slided very, very, in a very, very tidy way. It was very hard to notice.
He's up 700s. Yeah. So he is currently on course.
With Ramsey taking the flag, Femi Trustmaster being in the pits, and all the rest of the grid is still too far to beat him.
Oh, do you know what? I think he's just lost. He's lost, I reckon, 2 or 3 attempts there.
He can still save the day because he just needs to improve his lap just a tiny bit.
Oh, there you go. See, that's how you take that corner. Really, straight across the curb. Just kiss the wall almost. So that might have helped him out. This is going to be so tight. I can't call it. Cannot call it.
Will that driving error have cost the pole position chances?
You know what? I want my gut feeling that says it will cost him. I don't think he's going to improve, but let's see.
Is it going to be Ramsey? Is he going to be
No, he's given up. He must have been looking at his dial and known that it was just out of reach.
He had a chance, in my opinion. He had a chance.
Yeah, I think he was just 1 or 2 attempts off in the end, but a good effort in the end. Just that little slip and slide.
Maybe he has seen the delta. It was very negative and he speeded.
Yeah, so I do the same thing. So I concentrate 100%, and then as soon as I get onto the main straight, I look at the steering wheel, see the delta, and you just know if you're going to do it. But anyway, it looks like that is it, because Scallon has just finished his lap. He's in 13th place, and that should round off the session. We've just got a few drivers. So we've got the Ferrari of Darkness, the Haas of Haste Brand, and they're just pitting right now. And we will be finished here. This is PRL, the Performance Racing League, and we are in Tier 2, and I think it's round 9 at Jeddah. I believe we have, 3 more races to go after this one? And right now we're looking at a sort of a shootout between Ramsey and Cher for the championship, with Femi just sort of behind, praying that they might make a mistake or two.
I wanna hear you an opinion. I don't know if there is a promotion and relegation system, but well, Ramsey and Sheriff Shaft, excluding the results of this title scrap, are going for sure to be promoted into Tier 1 next season. But in your opinion, Femi could be promoted?
I think that the top 3 drivers, the top 2 drivers would definitely get promoted.
Well,
I think that's all I can say. I think after that it's very much a grey area, and I don't really want to comment,
Yeah, if Femi in these last 3-4 races can put on some really good performances, maybe arriving at the last race still in the fight, he can deserve a promotion. But now, if I gotta be honest, it's more no than yes. 51 no, 49 yes.
Yeah. Well, I think I don't know what happened there. Sorry, I had a really important message come through, but I slightly missed the running order, so I'll make sure to cover the qualifying order for everyone as we approach the formation lap. But in the meantime, I think we're going to take a 1-minute break, just while the drivers can have a drink or use the toilet or whatever, and then we should be then commencing with the race. So please stay tuned, and hope you've enjoyed everything so far. Also, I'm loving Chaos's message he's just sent about who Matty reminds him of. Oh, you're really showing your age there, mate. Chaos.
Well, what message has you sent? Luca, you there? Oh, right, 1 minute break. We'll talk about that after. See you in 1 minute. Five seconds to go here for the formation lap. Luco, you there? We're on. Maybe Luco have gone to take a glass of water, so you're there with me. Or maybe... Well, I don't know. Let's wait while we wait for Luco. The formation lap has started. We have Ramsey on pole, Shaft alongside him. Top 2 in the championship contenders are in first 2 places. Has Luco game crashed? No? Oh, Luco, you're muted. If you don't know. Maybe is that... Nope. Doesn't seem at the moment. Well, if like Luco hasn't returned in time, you should see, guys, Ramsey now. And well, we have Ramsey, Shaft, Femi, Adias, Ship. With which tires are they starting? Oh, we have Ramsey on hards and share of mediums, so different strategies for the title contenders. Few people on mediums, but much of the grid, the mass of the grid is on hards, but a few guys also on mediums. Luco, where are you? Please return. We need you. We need you. I don't know where is Luco. Well, let's hope he returns before the start of the race, because Ramsey is coming now at the last corner to go place on the grid and to let the formation lap end and the race start.
Alright, Matty, mate. Sorry, I'm back. I actually had a delivery arrive at my flat at the worst possible time. But, oh well.
Well, here they are.
Yes.
You're ready. You were talking about a message that the Chaos Druid sent before?
Oh, Chaos was saying that you remind him of Davide Vellecci, or his name is.
Davide Belotti? No.
Yeah, Velocci. Is it Velocci? Vellecci?
Belotti, well, we'll talk about that later. The lights are on. 3, 4, and 5. And away we go. Great reaction from Shaft, who
Chair though, took a Shep. Oh, and they're going to go straight into the side. Shep going way too deep there. Now we've got Haystran tucking it on the inside, and Cher manages to stay ahead of the chaos, but Corky gets into second.
Ramsey lost places, he's down.
Ramsey, the unfortunate victim, it has to be said. And Ramsey's been spun around. I think it was by the Haas.
Disaster for Ramsey in the space of a few corners. He has
gone and you have to say it wasn't his fault. Shep caused all of that. Shep ran wide, forced Ramsey off, and then when he re-entered, he was stuck in a fight he just didn't want to have. In the meantime, Shep has just been given a massive boost to his championship hopes. He's leading by over a second already, and he's got, I think, Corky behind him in second. Wow.
Well, his teammates gotta do the team job for damage limitation now, even if ID's ship is very close to him now. Medium tires having more grip in his first phase of the race, getting all the slipstream.
Oh, Darkness Knight is fun, and I think he's damaged his rear wing. That did not look good. He's in last now.
Meanwhile, Ramsey with the spins that came after his spin just got some places. But I was looking at Ramsey at the start, seemed that he had some front wing damage. He had gone like wide a few seconds before spinning. Let's see if he entered the pit.
No, I don't think it was front wing damage. I think that Shep ran wide and forced them all off the track. Isn't that what happened?
Yeah, that's clear. But maybe from the spin, he.
Look at King Goose. King Goose onto Fur. King Goose onto Fur. Is he going to go for the move? No DRS yet, so I think he's sensibly backing out. But certainly, if he had DRS, that would have been him. Oh, and you know what? He's just punted to Fur all the way around. Not the best. That will be an incident report and probably a slam dunk penalty for King Goose.
Tafur has spun also. That's the crashes.
And now we've got Dookie. Dookie gets Haystran, just avoiding the back end of Haystran. Haystran now into 13th place.
Ahead. We have Shep. Pushing
Shep and Corky, oh, here we go.
What was his name? Oh my
Corky,
God.
I think.
Corky. Shep gets the
and
place
he makes
Corky.
The move stick. Really good driving from Shep, atoning from that race start. He is now into second place. Might have some stewards breathing down his neck afterwards.
But
Femi as well.
Dangerous move this from Femi, but he gets the place.
Oof, good move from Femi. Good solid driving from the Williams racer into third. Who else do we have? We have H-Ins, a great driver. New to sort of PRL, settling in really well along with his brothers into 8th. I think that's the best I've seen from
Ramsey
him.
getting close. Ramsey getting very close to King Goose. They made a bit of contact. Kenny send one down the inside.
Oh my word, this is going to be tight.
Gets on the power and takes the place. Has a look King Goose on the inside, but gives up the place for the moment, and now DRS is enabled. Indeed.
That's going to help a lot. I think, especially for drivers like H-Ins and Ramsey, they'll hopefully now be able to accelerate back up the order. It's certainly not. It's not all over for Ramsey. I feel like he can recover into a top 5 sort of position.
No, actually, Ramsey like that could even preserve the championship lead by a few points.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's not all over for him.
Considering, I don't know the point system at memory, but considering that for the win is 50 points, P10 would be like finishing on the like 25 points, I think. So
I don't think it's quite like that. I think it's a bit more exponential, but I think if he finishes around 6th or 7th, he will definitely, I think, retain the championship lead. So I think the way he should be racing now is just damage limitation and trying to make sure that he at least starts the next race leading the championship.
And now Femi getting close to Ship. Has he got DRS? No, he hasn't, but he's in the DRS range. He's gonna get that now on the straight.
Femi is a machine, actually. I'm just reading the Discord comments. Femi is an absolute tank. He's a very solid racer. I raced him all of last season, and he always made it very difficult for me to pass, but he never went over the limit, not even once. It was just firm, fair racing, and actually it was a great laugh, and we had a few sort of chats about that, actually, close season. And he always has some good video highlights to share as well. So I enjoy watching Femi race, and it's good to see him being so consistently in the podium places. I think it's fully deserved. But in the meantime, we've got Tac Delta having, well, from what I've seen, his best ever race this season. I mean, I did miss 2 or 3 races, but he's in 5th, and he's not in 5th by luck. It's through like good lap times. He's looking really speedy out there. Just slightly goes wide, but lifts off, doesn't get a track limits, I believe. And he's closing in on Corky.
Yeah, Tac Delta following now on Corky, the Alpine driver who in some way has to get back there at the front to take share shaft, limiting the damage that is inflicting right now in the championship business, and maybe take a win that could help us a bit with constructors. He could rely on a safety car, which will eventually come. We're in Jeddah, but
wow, big speed difference. I know there's DRS, but clearly. Oh wow, Corky really defended that. Do you know what? I was not expecting it, but fair play to him. He absolutely perfected that defensive break in there, and Tac Delta was smart enough not to get involved and run wide. I think obviously Tac is now going to get the place. I think he'll wait for this straight line. I don't think he needs to dive down here. He needs to just maximise his exit and get the move done here if he can, but I don't think it was enough. So I think he's going to have to wait another lap now. But Corky's definitely struggling in the Alpine. He's dropped a few places, not quite looking comfortable to me. So I think it's just a waiting game. Ramsey, meanwhile, already up to 9th and already in the DRS range of Scallon. Northern having a nice solid race in 6th, and it's good to see no incidents kind of inflicting him. I don't think he's had the luckiest of seasons.
Ramsey's putting on very much fastest lap. Look on what pace Ramsey is right now. Is on the tail of Scallon. He's on a charge right now to take share shaft. And oh, Scallon goes wide. You know, maybe for
oh yeah, I'm just seeing that.
Yeah, Jeddah, yeah, is getting wide very many times. Scallon. Ramsey seems to know the track really well. Imagine if now he wouldn't have had that first lap collision. He will be with a really good pace in front, fighting with Cher and maybe being P1.
Yeah, I think he would be P1. I think he would be. His pace is looking solid. He's staying within DRS range of Scallon. This is the good thing about this track is it's very fast and fun and aggressive, but ultimately if you stay within DRS range, the overtake's too open. Oh, who's binned it? What's happened?
Safety car.
Is it a VSC though or full SC?
Darkness Knight has retired.
Where has he binned it? I think it's coming up here. Let's follow Haystgram. Okay, his car's been removed.
Yeah.
But I want to say it's where Haystgram just was. I think he binned it on the exit. I've actually done that before.
Pitting, Femi staying out. Yeah, this is for the medium
staying
runners.
Out on the hards. Yeah, see, this is an interesting. So Femi on the hard tyres is more than happy to just ride this out. I would say though that this is advantage probably the medium runners. I don't know actually. This is tough.
Yeah.
It's tough actually. I'm trying to compute it in my head because you can run. You can definitely, if you're on the hard tyre, you can definitely pit onto mediums now and do mediums. But if you're already on medium now, what do you do? Are they going to go on hards? Let's see what they're on. What have they gone on to? So Cher's on mediums again. Is that right?
Oh.
So it looks like, unless I'm mistaken here, did Cher go medium?
Yeah, that's something very strange done.
Yeah, wait. Let me look into this. So tyres right now we've got so Cher's on fresh mediums. Femi sensibly staying out on hards, and we've got Shep on new hards, and Ramsey apparently on 5-lap-old hards. Yeah, because he stayed out. So okay, so that all makes sense. And then the thing I want to look into is what tyre did Cher start on? So I look at the race director. Oh, okay. Apparently, let me look at the race director. Here we go. Pit stops. So Cher, I'm right. So Cher has gone medium to medium because I think he's realised that if he went medium to hard, the hard tyre might not last the full distance without becoming very hard to drive. And obviously, he doesn't want to throw away a championship with a DNF. So I think he's just conceded a few places, and he's at least now going to have really rapid mediums and hards towards the end. Or maybe he might even try a medium soft. You never know.
Okay. He has run safety car came out on lap 5. He pitted on lap 5. if he used the safety car chance to pit, it means that in a few laps the stint would have ended anyways. So medium soft, considering how long is the medium stint, medium soft, doesn't seem like a reliable strategy to me, honestly. So I will go like for medium hards.
Okay.
Like
at least I think the thing is, by going on the medium tyre, it makes sense because I think he's given himself the option. So if his tyres fall away very quickly, he can just go onto the hards. But if he feels comfortable, he might be able to push it and do a medium soft. So, I mean, that's going to be an interesting dynamic. I think Femi has done the right thing, though, just staying out on the hard tyres, keeping track position. I think he'll now be hoping that there's no more safety cars for the rest of the race, and he can just set some consistent lap times up front.
That's right. Safety car should be in this lap, but disgruntled Muppet, King Goose, I hear myself in the background, and from Share Shaft to disgruntled Muppet, they're really far from the safety car route,
wait, hold on, let me just cut you off. So I'm just reading the chats, and Adri's right. So Cher has pitted again for hard, so clearly what we were talking about strategies, he's not comfortable. I'll be honest, I don't understand him going back in for hards. I think he should have just stayed on the fresh mediums, been really punchy, and then just gone softs at the end. So I think now, like, ultimately he's made a mistake going on the mediums, is what he's, well, at least what he's thought. So he's now gone in for hards, but he's now 13th. So he's completely thrown away the potential. So now, you know, ultimately, if you just reset the race at this point, you've got Ramsey in 6th on hards, who needs to make one more pit stop, and then you've got Cher on hard 6th, 13th, but he's going to have to do a lot of laps on them, and they're not going to be too rapid at the end. So I don't really know what to make of this.
Yeah, he most likely made an error while selecting the tire to change.
Yeah. I'm just surprised he pit again. I mean, clearly he feels like the hards will work to the end, and at least he's pit under safety car still. So, I don't know, it's just interesting, really.
Safety car in this lap, we are ready to restart this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And the guy with fresher tires now is, which should have the faster tires are Scalan. Oh no, sorry, King Goose. With so
Femi's restarted, but Femi's not restarted too well. He took a very shallow line, and Corky saw through it quite easily. He's already on the back of him. He won't quite get the move done, though. Looks like Tag Delta's the big loser.
Brakes very late, Corky. Try some switch.
Just good correction. Good correction from Corky, though. You know what? If you're going to only lose one place, that's not the end of the world, and he avoids Tag Delta, which is the main thing, really.
He really avoided something worse. This guy
exactly.
here...
Dutch! Look at that. What a move from Dutch. And HN's... he almost snapped back into him.
We got a contact between Scalan. We got a contact between Scalan and King Goose. Inns has a look on the inside of ADS shop, gets a terrible exit, and now is being pushed by Highscran.
Yeah.
Who spins in a contact with the Chaos Druid.
Highscran and Chaos. That's a shame. Just on the exit of after a safety car.
This is Gruntle Muppet on the inside now.
Yeah, so I'm reading Andrew's message, so I think he kind of is corroborating what we were saying, that if Cher had stayed on mediums and gone softs, it would have been really pushing it. I think I still would have tried that if it was me. But, I mean, at least going on hards, he's kind of keeping it safe, and at the end of the day, he's got a championship to win. The only thing that's a shame for him, you know, he's 29 points down on his rival, Ramsey, and at the end of the day, Ramsey is now in 5th on the sort of the consistent strategy. Cher has worked his way up to 9th, though, so there's definitely something in there. It's going to be interesting to see. It's all going to come down to how well Cher manages the hard tyres towards the end.
And we got our first penalty.
Hey.
Well, it's quite strange. Jeddah is a track where penalties came very quickly. Obviously, not as much as Canada.
I think Chaos has just wiped out Haystran. Is that the second time in 2 laps? These two are just stuck to each other. There's like a magnetic attraction. I don't think Haystran's going to be too happy with him, I won't lie.
Yeah,
let's just move on.
now that the field have been bunched up, it's more likely to get some contacts. But now they're slowly dividing, so we should get a clean race from now on.
I think all I would say with Tier 2, definitely compared to the last couple of seasons, there's been a lot more incidents, which is a real shame. I think that's definitely like the worst thing I can say about Tier 2 right now. There's too many incidents, too many crashes. But I know they're all actively working on improving that.
Ramsey getting very close on Northern Canuck. Those medium tires starting to fall off. Northern Canuck has clipped the wall while King Goose retires, and we got another safety car.
Ah, King Goose, you say? Oh yeah, I see his car just into Sector 2. No one's anywhere near him, so we're not going to see. So what's going to happen now? It's lap 9. We're saying that a medium will only last about 12-ish laps. I would be tempted to hit onto a medium under this safety car if I was on hards and just try and take a few basic laps.
No, 16 laps on mediums is
I think that's the way to go, because you can do 14 laps on the mediums if you have to, but I don't know about 16. I think ultimately under safety car that's the right play. Go onto mediums and just make it work.
And that's another massive shake-up to the grid. Yeah,
I would say this really suits Cher now, because he's basically made up for that mistake. He's already up into 5th. He's on the freshest of the hard tyre runners out of everyone now. And he should, in theory, be able to run these tyres to the end, albeit not optimally. And everyone that's now switching onto mediums, they're going to have a few issues at the end as well. So, yeah, I think Cher, it's just, as you say, it's basically flipped the race on its head. Not really much skill involved, but Cher now really is probably looking like the favourite.
Yeah, and Ramsey pits for new mediums. I honestly don't know if mediums can go to the end, because, you know, you have done like 10 laps on arts, doing more laps on mediums than you have done on arts. If you are Sebastian Vettel, which has great tire management, that's fine, but that seems really dangerous to me.
Yeah, this is a very interesting race. I actually don't genuinely know the right decisions here. I think I would have gone onto fresh mediums in their position, just because they're going to have at least 1 or 2 laps under safety car where you don't have to burn the rubber too much. It's going to be a tough one. I think we're going to find out around lap 22 who the real winners and losers are. So it's going to be quite an interesting race.
Like have you said before, Ramsey could go later on into softs, but he's going to have to get a tremendous pace. And you know what? He has got that tremendous pace that he needs. Well, maybe not tremendous, but really, really good. And he could get some overtakes done with fresher medium tires. He could get some overtakes done.
Yeah.
Build up a little bit of gap if he doesn't get involved in battles, and then going into softs to gain like 2 or 3 places from where he is now.
Yeah.
Once again, a race that should have been a will-to-will race. A will-to-will race, not strategy, not really coming to play in this race, have turned out to be a strategic race for the safety cars.
Yeah, it is a race for the safety cars. Matty, I'll be back in about a minute, so I'll let you take the reins over this ST period. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Okay, guys, I don't know what drivers Luco was watching. Luco, as you have understood, he's hosting the stream, but we have TAC Delta, Corky and Northern Canuck with everyone with 10 laps older tires, 10 laps old tires. TAC and Corky hard tires, Northern Canuck medium tires. And while we wait for Luco, I wanna see who will win the race at this moment, in your opinion, guys. I can't read the chat, I'm not hosting the stream. Maybe I'll ask later on Luco to read it when he returns. 14 laps to go. And who is gonna finish at between Sheroshaft and Ramsey in this race? Because it's turning out to be very tight. Safety car in this lap. Luco, please return. We have a race to follow. It's gonna be Tac Delta to decide when pick up the pace and let the race restart. It starts now. Oh my god, Corky! I think he's got damage to his front wing. Tac Delta really backed off. Make Corky lose control. Yeah, I think he has now got some front wing damage, and he spins and goes into the wall, as well does Shape. Oh, disaster.
Looks like I'm just back and I've just seen some absolute carnage. Was that Corky spinning?
Yeah, Corky, ADS Shape.
Wow.
I have to say, in my opinion, all these incidents in Jeddah are not fault of the drivers, but this is just not a track for F1. maybe for other motorsport competitions, but there are many contacts in F1 is not adapted to the sport, in my opinion.
Wow, look at this disgruntled and Scallon. Where's Scallon? He's been forced inside and disgruntled down to 4th place. We've got Tac Delta leading the race on old hard tyres. It's a very split race now, so many different strategies. It's good to see Northern up there in second, but he's on 11 old mediums. Maybe he was just thinking there's going to be another safety car because of the amount of carnage in Tier 2 this season. I mean, honestly, I'm already seeing at least 7 incident reports, and we're not even halfway through the bloody race.
Ramsey goes to the outside, takes P5. Scallon tries to react, but Ramsey is already thinking to overtake, disgruntle Muppet, and then will be right on the tail of Sheroshaft. For now, the strategy that is paying off is the Ramsey one.
He doesn't even need DRS. I wonder how he's going to do this. Is he going to go for the switcheroo?
On the outside. Oh,
yeah, I think he was pushing his luck just a little bit too much there. I think he needs to wait for that DRS, and then it'll be a very easy move. You know, he's got a championship to not throw away, and there's no point parking your car on the outside there. So I think he was sensible to kind of back out. And Disgruntled had every right to fight for that place. But now we've got Cher in third and Ramsey in 5th. So they've kind of, our championship protagonists, they are very close together now on slightly split strategies, but it's looking like advantage Ramsey in some ways, just because things have evened out a little bit.
Oh, Ramsey still having a look. Ramsey's finding grip where no one else can at the moment, but Scallon returns back.
Cher right into the wall in the process of trying to get past Northern. I don't think he has front wing damage, but it didn't look too good. Anyway, he's in second place. Northern concedes.
For a moment, I thought that Sheroshaft spinned and got into the wall, because you said in the process he spun.
Ramsey's gone straight into the. Was it Ramsey? No, Scallon. Sorry, Scallon went straight into the wall on the exit. I think he dropped the back end, and his front wing looks in tatters. He's going to have to go in the pits. That was not good at all. As we just follow a massive gaggle of cars through that last corner. But Ramsey is just where he wants to be, right at the front. Do you know what? Disgruntled might come back here. Let's see. Oh no, because DRS hasn't been enabled just yet, so Ramsey will get away with it. I think if DRS was enabled, it would have been a different story. If it's only enabled now, they've started past the start-finish line. Defer right on the back and Scallon runs very wide. Does quite well to actually keep that somehow.
Now it will be very easy for Ramsey to reach Northern Canuck 9 laps younger.
Yeah, I think Northern made a mistake ultimately. Northern should have pitted. I'm surprised he didn't, but I think he was just thinking another safety car would happen.
Yeah. Hines got a penalty, Sicilian got a penalty.
Cher is absolutely diving it down on the inside there. Tac doesn't want anything to do with it and just gives up the place. So Cher is now leading the Grand Prix, and it's lap 14. He's on 7 lap old hards, which I think he's going to try and make to the end of the race, but he will probably be praying for a safety car in all honesty. Ramsey, though, in P4, he'll be quite happy, but it's all going to come down to who manages their tyres the best. assuming there's no safety car.
The question now, Luco, is are Cher and Ramsey both going to the end with the tires? Because if yes, Cher is going to be the quickest.
Yeah, I think that is the question. It's all going to be down to which one of them can manage it to the end, and if they can, will their tires will they still keep enough pace? So I think you're spot on, but I don't know. I have a gut feeling here that there's going to be another safety car.
Very probable, honestly. And yeah, now I'm saying that Cher has a good chance to win this race. Ramsey is going to be oh, but he has made another fastest lap.
As Scadam pits with that front wing damage.
Oh, Tafor gets attacked by Dutch. A little bit of contact between the two.
Okay.
We'll return on the front pack later on. Now let's follow some midfield battles. Tafor really struggling for grip.
Let's go to Ramsey. Ramsey's already closed up on Northern, just as you expected.
Dutch nearly loses control in the process. Oh, look how Dutch is going on a throttle at that corners. Really good. It's hard to explain, but every driver has their strategy to go on in tracks like this. Everyone has their own personal custom racing line. And Ramsey gets past Northern Canuck.
Yep.
And he's down the hunt for Tac Delta. And eventually for Cher Shaft. Now, is Ramsey gonna give up some points today for when he will be behind Cher? Or is he gonna take the risk? In your opinion?
I think that they're gonna stay on the tyres they're on and just ride it out.
I'm not talking about pit stops, I'm talking about attacking Cher Shaft.
Oh, I don't think Ramsey's gonna. I don't know. It's a 2-second gap. He's on the medium tyre, but I think if he tries to attack, it's gonna really harm his grip levels. So
he takes the place on Tac Delta. Meanwhile,
I think Ramsey's gonna ultimately need to close into within DRS range of Cher and just try and get an easy overtake. The one thing I would say is in Ramsey's favour is right now his medium tyres are definitely going to be quicker than Cher's hard.
Yeah.
And I think Ramsey has a higher speed setup, I'm pretty sure. So I think Ramsey's just naturally got a little bit more straight line speed. So he will be trying to get ahead of Cher. It's just, yeah, as you say, will he burn his tyres up in the process of doing this? Hard to tell, really. In terms of battery levels, they're both managing that quite well. So that's even.
Cher Shaft has got 2 warnings, Ramsey 1 warning. So Cher Shaft has to be careful. Ramsey can get a little bit dirtier, a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah. So I'm just reading the chat. So Adri's saying that the hards do about 3 to 4% a lap. So if he's going to do about a 20-lap stint, you're looking at somewhere between around 70% wear, which should just about be okay. Like, you'll be struggling, but your tyres aren't going to explode. So I think that's Adri saying that Cher could be okay. It's just more, for me, to be honest with you, Adri, the question for me more is Ramsey on the mediums rather than Cher on the hards.
Ramsey very close now. He's half a tenth down. He's putting
on
fastest lap, and on the outside, without any problem, goes past the Alpha Tauri and takes the lead of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Wow, great race today by Ramsey, who now all he has to do is getting as far as possible from Cher Shaft, because in a few laps the tire advantage for the Alpha Tauri driver will come.
It sounds about right to me, mate.
What?
It sounds about right what you're saying. I think you're right. I mean, Adri's saying that you get about 5% wear on the mediums. So if you're looking at mediums that are already 7 laps old and they've got another sort of 8 laps-ish to do, you're looking at quite bad wear. Again, not going to explode, but probably more wear or higher percentage wear than the hards. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Cher can fight back. I think if Cher can stay in DRS range for as long as possible, that's really going to help his cause. And you can tell that's what he's actively trying to do right now. And he's just staying in second.
Notice also that Cher Shaft tires are older. And that's a big factor. That's a really big factor. And then I don't know if what I said could be actually be right. Maybe if the tires were younger, that could have been. Meanwhile, Cher hasn't got DRS. He was behind on the detection point.
I think there is also, I would say, if I'm being blunt, I think Ramsey just has slightly better pace today around here. So if you ignore all the factors, at the end of the day, if you're quicker, you're quicker. And I think Ramsey just slightly has the edge. You just see the way he's taking these corners. He's got a little bit more confidence, a little bit closer to the walls. Just everything's generally a little bit better. I think he is the class of the field today. I think he's deserving his P1 position so far.
Yeah, I agree.
Chaos has worked his way back up to 9th, so despite having that double incident with Hayscran, it looks like he's come out of it a little bit better than Hayscran, but Hayscran's on new tyres. But anyway, Chaos is in 9th. He's trying to get back up there into sort of the top 8 positions. He's closing in onto 3rd, it seems like, just about. Keeping it clean. How are we doing for penalties? Let's have a little look. So we've got, so Northern with a 5-second, that must have been a speeding infringement. Dookie looks like he's got 6 track limits, so a double pen there, and then a few cars, disgruntled H-Ins, Scallon, Corky, they've all got the standard corner cut-in or track limits infringement 3-second pens. Shet all the way down in 13th, not quite the race he would have wanted, but he's on fresh mediums. And then interestingly, Corky on softs, which is just odd, but he has got the fastest left at least.
Yeah, right.
Femi's closing in on H-Ins in the, I think, Alfa Romeo. So let's see how this pans out.
Now the closest battle we have on track is Disgruntled Muppet in P4, Hines P5, Femi P6.
Oh my word, Scallon driving right into Shep, just avoided a wipeout. Shep will be relieved to be past Scallon, I feel. But anyway, that's done. Now back to Femi and H-Ins disgruntled. This is looking like a little battle here for 4th, 5th and 6th. Femi, though, just getting his first track limits pen, pushing a little bit too hard, it seems.
Scallon taking the slipstream on Shep, but still stays behind. Now let's follow Disgruntled. Can you check how much time penalty has Disgruntled Muppet and Hines? You there, Luca?
Yep, they're all on 3 seconds. And Femi just made the move. Well, he's in the process of making the move, going around the outside and gets that place. Very sensible driving from Femi, and he's up into P5. Shame about. Disgruntled has dropped it on the exit. That's the typical place. A lot of people dropped it. I've dropped it there. It's really frustrating. The back end just snaps on you. It looks like somehow, and I really don't understand how. It looks like. His front wing looks okay. I think his rear wing, though, he had a bit of a hit. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if he goes into the pits. But either way, that is a real shame. Zach Delta's had enough on those old tyres, and I guess he's now going to go onto softs and just try and do the best job he can. I think the safety cars didn't really favour him in the end, the way they came out. But Ramsey's got a 2.8 second gap, so I think even if his tyres start dropping off, he can just lift and coast a little bit. Not put too much load through the tyres and the corners. I think it's his race to lose.
Ramsey now going on a 3 seconds gap, other 2 seconds, and he will eventually break the 1 second at lap pace that maybe Cher will need to gain back if a tyre advantage for him is ever gonna come today.
Yeah.
But which tire will be faster at lap 25? Medium tires that have done 15 laps, or an hard tire that have done 18? I honestly think the harder tire, but Ramsey would have already pulled away too much. Your opinion, Luca?
I think it's very tight. I think the medium will be in slightly worse shape than the hard, but I don't think by enough for Cher to do anything. I don't actually see the top three changing, if I'm being honest. Not to try and poop the race, but I do think you've got your top three here, barring a mistake or a safety car. And the safety car needs to come out now if we're going to swing that round.
But he could come also lap 24 because races can't finish under safety car in this game.
Yeah, I mean, if that happens, though, the top three will stay the same. So I think
the Casteroid and Taffer will to wheel. Meanwhile, Taffer gets DRS and stays ahead of the Casteroid, who has a look at the inside. Oh, goes a bit wide, the house of Taffer.
Keeps the place though. Good race from Taffer. Might be the best race I've ever seen from him actually. In 60, okay, his tyres are very old. So maybe there's going to be a bit of a problem for him in a couple of laps, but so far it's a great result in 6th place, especially on those tyres. And I know he sometimes kind of kicks himself a little bit with the mistakes, but he needs to just hang in there. He's doing a great job.
Has the tyre advantage arrived for
Pat now on the softs? So yeah, as you say, he should be steamrolling through. Does not want to get involved with Chaos Druid, but Chaos Druid does not want to lose the place. I think honestly, Chaos Druid is better just letting him through at this point, because the more time he faffs around with Tack, the worse it's going to be for him. He's got drivers like Northern coming along as well. And okay, I know there's a slight tyre difference, but I think Northern could well get Chaos if he's not careful.
Look at Tack Delta.
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit of weaving from Chaos Druid there. Interesting.
We tried to move there. Goes a bit wide. That would have been very brave to try to move there. But
yeah, well, I mean, Taffer's going to be loving this because, well, it's got a massive gap now. I think Tack will ultimately get past both of these. Just he's lost a little bit of time with Chaos, and now Northern is right in the hunt on.
Chaos breaks late and keeps the position on Tack Delta, who loses
Tack Delta's going to be livid with that. Tack Delta is not going to be happy. I think Chaos squeezed him into the wall.
Clean. That's a clean move in my opinion.
You think?
Maybe a dangerous one, but since there is no contact, it's clean. Yeah,
it's tight, very tight. I think ultimately, don't see the need when you've got a guy on soft, but certainly making his life as hard as possible. And Tack now will have to not only get past Chaos, but he's got Northern and Taffer. His tyres will be wearing out, so this is a shame for him. At least he's trying to keep it as clean as possible. Right, here we go. This will be the move. Nothing that Chaos can do here. Absolutely nothing he can do.
Will he break late another time? Oh, yes.
That was well and truly game, set, and match there. So Tack Delta will move on. Meanwhile, Northern's kind of been handed himself like a couple of places and is right on the back of Taffer. Not only run out of battery, he's made a mistake. So there you go. Northern, I know he's got a penalty, but big winner there, all the way up into 6th. I think he was on what? He was in 9th at the start of this lap. So wow, what a swing. Let's just see if he can build up enough of a gap. I mean, the way these lot are racing, that 3-second advantage or disadvantage he has may well become a moot point. He could be aiming for 6th at this rate, so that's something at least. Meanwhile, Ramsey is 5 seconds ahead of Cher.
What penalties does Northern Canuck have?
3 seconds or 5 seconds, I think, for speeding. So it's going to be tight. But at least he's put himself in a position where you never know. In the meantime, Ramsey is over 5 seconds ahead of Cher. So that one, to me, is looking like game, set, and match as well. As we said, Femi's keeping it nice and clean. 8 seconds behind, but 8 seconds ahead of H-Ins. A bit of a sandwich there. Unfortunately, I think these safety cars, people say safety cars are exciting. They can be, but I think when you have too many, it just skews the race, it skews the strategy. There's too much luck, and ultimately, like these results you're seeing with these stupid gaps of 8 seconds between everyone at the top, that's what happens. Not really much you can do about it. It's just one of those things with F1 at the moment. But yeah, at least we've got a little race here with Tack. Grateful to Tack Delta giving us a little bit of something at the end. Let's see if Taffer will put up a bigger fight as Chaos did. Obviously, Taffer's battery is absolutely shot. And yeah, I think he just drifts wide. I don't think he wants to get involved. Oh, wrong driver, sorry. No, that's fine. Yes, he's running it wide. Tack Delta being very sensible.
This can help Northern. Yeah, they both go wide.
He goes wide. I mean, obviously, if this was real F1, he'd have to give the place back, I want to say. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I mean, Taffer is driving an ice adgery, absolutely. Like, he is running wide every lap. But I would say, having said all that, I think Tack should probably have given the place back to Taffer, because I think he technically cut a corner and gained an advantage, but I mean that's on Tefur if he wants to report.
Meanwhile, the tire advantage not even coming for Shadowshaft. Ramsey.
No, I think Ramsey's just so dialed in, and he's been looking after his tyres. It's a really commanding performance from probably the best driver in the tier, let's be honest. I think no one can dispute that. I think he is the best driver here, and he is leading the championship. So, no complaints.
They are the best driver here in Jeddah. But
I think Ramsey is the quickest driver in tier 2, but that's just an opinion, not fact.
Tire advantage coming now for Shadowshaft, but it's too late. He's gaining.
Do you know what? I don't even think. Honestly, it's probably just Ramsey lifting off.
Yeah. He's no. 4/10 already.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't necessarily mean it's the tyres. I'm just saying Ramsey could well just be lifting off. He's got 2 laps. It's his race. Why take any risks when you've got a 5-second gap? He's probably just going to start coasting a bit. But yeah, Ramsey with a great performance. I think Hack's soft tyres will be starting to lose their magic grip levels that they had, which is a real shame, because I think he could have definitely been in P6 and challenging maybe up to 5th. I think if things had gone a bit differently, but luckily with Northern's pen, it's looking like Northern will definitely lose the place to Tack. It's just whether Northern can stay ahead of Chaos.
But keep it to the Chaos Druid.
Yeah, exactly.
Ramsey, meanwhile, starting the final lap of the Grand Prix. He have drove an excellent race. A few thought moments in this race where he dropped down the field, but with the help of the safety car and a really nice pace and strategy, have got back in front, and now he can get a win. Who will get 7 points on Shadowshaft, who got a penalty.
Oh wow! Well, it's all over now then, isn't it?
No, but I don't think he's gonna cost him places. No.
Yeah, it won't make any difference.
Yeah, and then now he's gonna go 36 points ahead in the championship.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Got a little bit of action. Dookie closing in on the back of H-Cram. It's not been the most entertaining latter stage of the race, but something there. But it looks like with a 16-lap old meet 'em hard, I don't think Dookie's going to be able to do much. So yeah, I don't see any overtakes or anything happening on this last race. I think all we can really do is just wait and see what happens. And yeah, it looks like, well, Ramsey, Cher and Femi going into the race were 1, 2 and 3 respectively in the championship, and they have just finished, well, it looks like 1, 2 and 3. So all that's really happening is your championship leaders, they remain in the same positions, just with slightly wider gaps between the 3 of them.
We have an excellent race, the Alpine fella, who wins the Jeddah Grand Prix ahead of Shadowshaft. The title fight carries on to...
It does.
Which is the next race?
Femi rounds off. Good race from Femi. Good recovery. Obviously Ramsey, though, definitely driver of the day for me. Recovering from that contact and being pushed wide. Lap 1, turn 1. Kept it sensible. Didn't react. Didn't overreact. And well-deserved win. H-Ins. This may be his best result in PRL, if he can maintain it. I mean, see about the pens. I think he's okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Dutch 5th.
Well, Luco, it's been a pleasure commenting to you. I am really late now. I have really to go. Well, maybe enjoy the podium party. Enjoy the podium party with Ramsey, Shadowshaft and Femi on the podium. It's been a pleasure commenting with you.
Oh, thank you very much, mate. Yeah, it's been great to have you on board. And yeah, we'll see you hopefully next week. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, see you next week. Bye.
Bye. Wow, so let's take a little run through the order. Big thanks to Matty there for the comms. So yeah, Ramsey with P1, Cher in 2nd, Femi 3rd in the Williams, H-Ins I think with his best result so far, 4th in the Alpha, Dutch with a nice solid 5th in the Red Bull. He looks pretty good today. Tack, I have to say, great race from him because he pushed those tyres as far as he could, pit on the softs, had a lot of struggles, a lot of strife, but he pulled through, kept it clean enough, and P6, maybe his best result so far in this tier, this season. In fact, I've just looked at his, so well, a best result for him. Northern in 7th, I think after everything that's happened, he will take that. Chaos Steward in 8th. Quite a good recovery, might be in a bit of trouble with the stewards though. Shep, similar position, takes the 9th, he won't be happy with that, and I think the stewards may be getting involved with him a little bit. And then we'll go through the rest of the finishers afterwards, but it's been an interesting race, certainly a few more safety cars than you'd always like to see. But nonetheless, always cool. Some good overtakes. It's a great track, very high speed track. And safety cars, they happen. It's tier 2, and everyone's trying really hard. So hats off to all of them. And we'll just quickly run through the final finishing order from sort of 10th down. We've already covered the top. And then we will try and pull in Ramsey and Cher yet again into the chat, into the party chat, and just get their comments on the race as a whole and that sort of tyre situation. Yeah, Ramsey in the Alpine gets that winner's trophy. And some of those teammates, some of those team members don't look too happy about him winning. A bit weird there. Very serious. And Chaos, yeah, that was an unexpected result, mate. Yeah, it was a very weird race, and I think, right time, right place. Are you happy with the result, Chaos? Are you happy with that? P8? It's not bad, is it? Could be a lot worse. I think so far, that's your joint best result this season as well, so hats off to you. Anyway, we got all the way down to, I think, 9th and talking about Shep and some of the incidents, and he won't be happy with the race and so on. H-Gran in 10th, I think he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time too many times, and yeah, what a shame, because he's a quick driver. But he rounds off the top 10. Disgruntled, he was doing so well until he spun. Finishes 11th, so I could say a good recovery in the end. Scallon 12th had a few little misdemeanours. Dookie in 13th will not be too happy with that, I would say. Nothing against him, just not his race. Had a few bad moments with drivers. To 14th, what a shame, because he was in 6th, but his tyres just got really, 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 really icy, as Adri would say, I think. 14th, his best result, though, I think. Corky 15th, and we've run out of time because someone's readied up. But that's it. So that's our order. Now let me try and pull in a couple of drivers, and we shall see what we can do. So I'm going to try and get Ramsey, and I'm going to try and get Cheryl Shaft. Cher, Ramsey. There we go. See what happens. Might have to wait a few seconds. We'll give it a minute, see if they can join. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Hey, mate. Good race. Just going to wait for Ramsey, but I guess in the meantime, walk us through your race and your race start. How did you feel about that one?
Yeah, I think Ramsey's just joined, actually.
Hey, Ramsey.
Hi.
Hi, good result, mate. Good win. Yeah, do you know what? Let's go all the way to qualifying. So you both set good laps right at the start of quali, and then I think you both kept exceeding track limits or making little mistakes. Any comments on that?
Yeah, in my case, exactly that. I did the tier 1 race before, and I think I was quite a bit faster. I don't know, I just couldn't line it up. This track is, I don't know, I get scared of the walls. I didn't want to destroy the car, that's for sure, so
Yeah,
I got lucky.
Okay.
I got lucky to keep the pole there.
Yeah, I mean, both good, great laps regardless. I think the main thing for me was actually turn 1, lap 1, because I didn't quite see what happened. It looked like Shep went deep into Cher, and then Cher had to go deep into Ramsey. Is that spot on, or was there anything that I missed? How did it look from your perspectives?
For me, it was so I was on the inside of Ramsey, and then was about to turn in, and then I assume it was Shep. I don't know. A car was on my inside, which forced me to push wide, which I think forced Ramsey wide, and then I don't know what happened at that point. I then took the corner, and I was in front, and I had no idea what was going on behind me.
Yeah. I think pretty much you got it spot on. I think it was very unfortunate. I don't think it was either of your faults is the main thing. So, yeah, just one of those racing incidents. But Ramsey, I mean, we were following you in the stream, and honestly, your recovery was really good. I mean, how were you feeling after lap 1? Did you think you could recover and win the race at that point?
No, especially because of that second hit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I was probably a bit off the racing line. But I don't know. There was a bit of chaos, so it was nobody's fault. I think that second one. So I
Yeah.
got spun around. In the race director, I think it was my teammate actually, who I got contact with. But yeah, I don't know. And then turn 1, I have to watch it back. At the time, I was pretty pissed off about it because
Yeah.
I felt that
Understandably.
I left a ton of space, and especially after Shep said, not to do anything crazy into turn one. Um, and then like I literally couldn't rejoin the track. So I just have to look at it now, from the split second memory that I have from it. I don't really want to comment more, but
Yeah, no,
those
that's
those were
fair. That's
just
fair.
my emotions in that moment. I was like,
Well, I
oh,
mean, I get it completely, but you did a good job because you must have kept it clean enough and calm enough, because you kept going and going, and then obviously the safety cars happened. We won't really touch too much on those. There were a lot of safety cars, and obviously you ended up on inverted strategy. So I think you were on opposing tyres the whole race. Did you ever have a feeling at any point in the race that like you thought you'd have the win, or did you always feel like Cher sort of had the advantage?
well, I wasn't sure about my tires.
Mm,
I ended on like 65% or something. So I think my setup was actually really helpful because it was really, really lean on the tires.
yeah.
Um, the wear was really good.
How did
Um,
Cher? How did you
I
do on tyres at
only,
the end?
I was pretty comfortable. I was on about 48%, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we were talking about that, thinking that yours might be more like 60-ish or so, and we thought maybe Ramsey's might have been pushing sort of 70. So it's interesting that, yeah, you've got slightly lower results. But yeah, great racing from you anyway. I mean, did you think, Shay, once Ramsey got past, did you think that there was a chance you could get back with the tyres, or was that pretty much it in your head?
No, no, yeah, zero. The moment I saw the pace that Ramsey was catching Northern and Tack, and he got them very quickly. It was just so much faster than me today. Yeah,
Mm,
at that point, I'd committed myself to second place. I didn't defend his overtake. I didn't push. I was just kind of like, he's gone. He's way too quick. Ramsey, you were incredible today. Thoroughly deserved the win.
thank
very
you.
kind words. Yeah, I honestly I echo that, Ramsey. That was great. Probably the best I've seen you drive, actually. I've not followed TS2 all season, but that was a really good result for you. So I think last thing to comment on really is just the championship as a whole. So going into the race, it was a 29-point advantage between Ramsey and Cher, with Ramsey leading, and then Femi, I think, just about a handful of maybe 50 points or so off in third. You've actually finished, ironically, first, second, and third again, so you've mirrored your championship standings. So how do you feel going into the final? I think was it 2 or 3 races to go. Do you think, Chair, that you can still win? Is that still what you're pushing for? What's your goals now?
I think my goal is to just. I know that for pretty much every race, Ramsey's going to be quicker than me. So as long as I just stay within, 50 points, I just keep doing my thing. And if he has a bad race, I don't know, a mistake, something he DNFs, that
Yep.
gives me the opportunity. But unless that happens, yeah, I'm definitely not going to win the championship on pace. There's no chance of that happening. So I just gotta hope that Ramsey makes a mistake and I'm able to capitalize, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's very humble response, I guess. Yeah, very sensible. But I think you've got a good pace, so definitely keep pushing. Because I mean, in all the
Yeah,
qualifying sessions I've watched, you two have been neck and neck. So you've definitely got something there. Keep going. Anything you want to
yeah.
add, either of you, to the race?
The previous races, I don't think Share or Shaft or whatever you prefer is uh I think our pace is pretty similar. So I wouldn't say it like that. And I believe you also have one race less than me so far. So there's that.
That's
So
true.
I
Mm.
think on like a race average, you would be leading. Um, and yeah, to come back to your previous question there, Lucas 8, I was kind of spurred by my tier one result, to be honest,
Nice.
when I was spun around. Well, which the second, I really have to look at it. The second time, it may have been my fault. I'm not sure. Um, but I just kind of brushed it off. I figured, whatever. I got a good result today, so let's just keep going.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow. Well, a double podium for you and a race win. So hats off. And share another podium. I was looking at this. This is insane, right? Your lowest result all season is second, and you've just got another second. So you must be almost like happy, but kind of angry at the same time that you just consistently finish second every race.
Yeah, it's one of those things where on one hand, I mean, it looks pretty dominating, but when I think about a lot of those second places, I do think I do think I've been quite quick this season, but I do think I've had a lot of luck. There's been races, if I think back to Monza, for example, I should have finished fourth, but Shep and Ramsey had an incident together. If I think back to, there's another race as well that I should have finished third, but Femi had about 6 seconds of penalties, which helped me jump. Like, I definitely haven't been the second quickest driver every race. There's been a good portion of luck that's gone my way, but I've been quite consistent, which I've been quite proud of, which is the main thing. So if the pace isn't there, I know that I can capitalize when those mistakes happen to other people.
Awesome. Yeah, well, thanks so much. Obviously, really cool responses. The only thing I was going to finish off on was just commenting about some of the incidents in Tier 2, because I know there's been a few more than usual this season, but I think definitely from you two, certainly from what we could see, it was very clean racing, and we love to see it, so keep that up. And yeah, hopefully, Tier 2 will have some sort of improvements in that space. But anyway, next week we'll be going on to, I believe, Brazil, Interlagos, good little track. Hopefully both of you get time to prepare. And for the viewers and listeners, we'll be back same time, same place. So on Sunday, I think 7:45 GMT. And hopefully you can join us. And thanks so much, Ramsey and Chef, for joining us on that interview.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, thank you.
Good to have you back.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Take it easy.
Yeah, thanks for hosting.
You're welcome. Bye now.
Cheers.